Don't worry, I'm equally going to be disappointed and underwhelmed like everybody else here. Speaking of disappointment, we can role play. You guys can be my dad, I'll be me. Ready? You should have pulled out when you had the chance, man. Okay? My name is Clyde Park. That's an Arab name. I saw some of you guys squirm a little bit when he said my name, like he thought he was doing an Islamic prayer or something. Better call ICE, I don't know what's going on. We got some technical difficulties. There's a Palestinian. I'm Palestinian too, so fix that. Was not expecting that reaction at all. That's we're in Wyoming, and it leans a little to the right. It's hard being an Arab comic because if I do really bad, social media would say Arab comic bombs at comedy club. But if I do really good, social media would say Arab comic kills at comedy club. So either way, I get sent to Guantanamo Bay for bad PR. It's not good. My dad's Muslim, my mom's Christian. Naturally, that makes me a Buddhist. That's how that works. I do Ramadan, Christmas, and I can get reincarnated. I just hit all the check marks. It's pretty good. Where's everyone from? Just playing. You guys are from Wyoming. I know where you guys are from. This is not a tourist destination. I'm from Wyoming. I went to Godwin. I'm not that far from here. I hate when people ask me where I'm from because they don't actually mean like I say I'm from Michigan. They're like, no, where are you from? You know, like, why is your name Kadar? And I'm like, oh, okay. Where am I from? Yeah, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from my mom's vagina. That's where I'm from. Okay, or her uterus. I'm not really sure. I'm not good with anatomy. I just know stuff in that general area comes out. I'm not really sure. And I know when they ask me where you're from, they want to ask like, what's your ethnicity? So they're like, where are you from, man? Like, what's your ethnicity? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, your mom's vagina. That's where that joke doesn't make any sense. I just wanted to say that. That was for me. Yeah. The other day, I heard someone say Arab, and like, I don't get offended when someone says Arab. I know it's like a little negative thing. I think it's kind of adorable, actually, when someone says Arab. Like, it's like a cute little racist thing. Like, when someone says Arab, I imagine like a little racist baby who can't say Arab, and so they're just like, Arab, and I'm like, oh, that's cute, racist baby. Here's a cookie and a gun. I don't know what you want to do. Go do something. I was reading an article the other day, and they said romance is dead, and I don't believe that. I don't think romance is dead. I think it's just more modern. Like, guys aren't coming home with flowers and chocolate. They're coming home like, I took a shower, I shaved my balls, and I got us Netflix. And I get to pick what I watch, so what we watch. That's what happens. You guys hear in the news about the wall thing. I'm not really pro or against the wall. I'm on both sides of the issue. I'm against it because I have pretty progressive immigration policies, but I'm pro it because whenever there's a wall, there's some really fantastic graffiti that goes on the wall. And I'm a big believer in art. You hear about the actor who allegedly staged a hate crime. I don't know how he got caught. I mean, he fit the role. He was gay, he was black, and he was an actor. His job is to make us believe in fake stuff, and he still got caught. Like, I know straight white men who fake crimes all the time, never get caught, except for Robert Kraft. He definitely fucked up. Thank you, that's my time.
I actually did kind of just quit drinking though. This New Year I did a New Year's resolution. I was like, I'm gonna quit drinking. And I had I still drink sometimes, but like not as much. So I kind of quit. But I held strong for a month, and they had a lot of unexpected consequences. For one, my family was like way too enthusiastic about it. I quit drinking. Good for you, we're proud. Like, that's super strong. Like, it's about time. And second thing, I thought I would save a lot of money by not drinking. Turns out the only thing more expensive than drinking all night is being awake on Saturday morning. Because like, you gotta pay for brunch, going to like movies, museums, like all this productive shit. And it costs money. It's for the birds, man. It's for the birds. Who says that? Did I just call him a time machine from like 1920? It's for the birds, see? I've been going to get massages lately. That's pretty fun. And not those sketchy kind where you're on the table and you're like, oh, they might touch it. The one I go to, it's pretty legit. They have like the incense, soothing music, dark room, and at the end they give you a hand job. It's one of the best massage parlors ever. Yeah, dude, you know what it's about. Happy ending joke. No, but this massage parlor is weird. You have to fill out a waiver, for a back rub. I guess those are dangerous now or something. I mean, there's way riskier stuff you can do that doesn't need a waiver. Like, you ever get a lap dance on Parkway Tropics? I've never gotten pink eye from a back rub, that's all I'm saying. And the worst thing about this waiver is you need to have an emergency contact. Now, I'm 30 years old. My emergency contact is still my mom. Can you imagine, she already thinks I'm a giant pussy. Can you imagine that phone call? Hey, can you come pick Carl up? You got hurt during the back rub. She'd be sadder than the day I told me to do stand-up. She hates this stuff. This stand-up, it's been fun for me though. I actually had a huge milestone, doing stand-up a while ago. I did a set at a bar, and I went sat at the bar afterward, and this girl came up to me and just gave me your number out of the blue. I was like, no shit. I had such a great set. I got a number. Never happened to me before, ever. So I get home and I text her. I'm like, hey, it was nice to meet you. Maybe a drink sometime. She responds almost immediately. Carl, it was nice to meet you as well. I should let you know, I'm a hooker. Son of a bitch. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not at that point in my life where I'm willing to pay for sex. I'm not there, but I'm super curious, what are your rates? Let's learn a little bit. Let's educate ourselves. $400 an hour. Shut the front door. I can't afford that. I had to buy her drink with my free ticket for performing that night. I don't know where she gets off. But for $50, she will be my emergency contact. So if I call in the parking lot, don't call my mom, call Cinnamon. She'll come over here. She'll make sure I'm okay, and then for an extra 20, she'll blow you. Yeah. I don't know if that makes me a pimp or not. I don't know. It does? Good. Finally, I also can match all my awesome coats. No, so since I quit drinking, I've noticed a lot of my friends are stupid, just because I'm sober now a little bit. And I was hanging out with some friends the other day, and they were just doing all these philosophical or would you rather questions and stuff. And I was like, hey Carl, man, if there was a fire, what are 3 things you would save? I don't know, man, Pop-Tarts. This is a dumb question. He goes, no man, 3 things. I'm like, 3 Pop-Tarts. I'm hungry. And what would you grab? He's like, man, I'll grab my phone, my cat, and my grandfather's ashes. Yo, ashes don't burn more. Save something else. That was a dumb question. That's an even dumber answer. Holy shit. This guy would have saved his fish if his house was flooding. Grab some Pop-Tarts or something. Jesus. No, it's bad. And I was talking to another guy, I was talking to let's say it was a guy. I was talking to a guy. And he goes, hey Carl, what's your ideal first date? I was like, that's a dumb question. I gotta start drinking, I guess, to deal with these guys. But ideal first date, well, first off, not with you. But let's think about it. Ideal first date. We'll go downtown, get us a couple drinks, get some tacos. Pretty standard. And you get going on the street, all of a sudden a fucking pink limousine shows up. Window rolls down, smoke goes billowing out. You see your Snoop Dogg. Just hop in. So next thing you know, we're in this limousine with Snoop Dogg. He's got midget strippers. Fucking Cinnamon's there too. She's giving out hand jobs and stuff. And then all the we're just rolling down Grand Rapids. We're just smoking endo, sipping gin and juice. Laid back. And then the munchies hit us. fear not, Martha Stewart shows up with a van full of pies. She's handing out slices, giving head. This is easily the best first date ever. And that is a good answer to a dumb question. So like, my friends told me like, so I'm doing stand-up, I should start making like fun of myself. And I found out what I'm the most insecure about. And it's this thing I have called chicken legs. It's basically, if I lifted these pants up, it looked like I had like 2 umbrellas for legs. Like I'm just really thin. It's embarrassing. It's really bad. Like when I was a kid, like, all the fat kids would be in the like pool with their t-shirts on to hide their bitch tits. I'd be like wearing like sweatpants trying to hide my shit. It was really bad. And my friends, they always ask me, they're like, you don't have chicken arms? Like, what's with the chicken legs? And it's easy. Once I gain the flexibility to like masturbate with my feet, maybe they'll catch up. But until they come, you know, like, we just not be so judgmental. It's 2019, guys, come on. Oh, it's bad, I mean, I swear. From the waist up, I'm Captain America, Steve Rogers. The waist down, Stephen Hawking. Okay, you guys have been great. Carl, see you guys later.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you guys doing?
Good. Windy but fine.
Good, good. So, I'm a hoe.
Yeah.
And I'm also a feminist. And I realize that it's hard to be both of those things at the same time. The other day, my sister, she came to me. She was telling me about how some guy did her wrong. And I came in at an 11. I came in real hot. I'm like, you don't deserve that. You are a goddess. You are a queen. You don't deserve nothing less than that. And then I had to stop myself because I remember the night before I let a dude fuck me while wearing a red do-rag. So I'm probably not the person to lecture women about their worth. Gotta leave that to Oprah. She wouldn't let Stedman come at her like that. Or Gail, probably. Does anyone have kids? Anybody? Yeah. I have 2 kids. I have a girl and a boy. And my daughter, she is perfect. And my son, he is not that. That sounds bad. But let me put it this way. My daughter is like what every parent wants in a child. And my son is like what I deserve for what I've done so far. My kids are biracial. And it's so cool. They're half black, half white, and I love it. Because when you have mixed kids, you're in this weird competition with your significant other to see, like, what are they going to be? Like, are they going to be black? Are they going to be white? Like, what are they going to be? And it's exciting. My daughter, she asked me, she said, Mom, can I say nigga, or is that like, or am I too light skinned? But she said it just like a nigga, so I was excited. I was like, yeah, baby, come on, nigga, yes. I called my ex, I'm like, I got one, I was so excited. But then, shortly after that, she got upset with me, and she said, Mom, I don't like it when you do that. And she stomped her foot, and she clenched up her butt cheeks, and she slammed her bedroom door, and I was like, oh no, you can't say nigga anymore. You're clearly white. Go live with your dad. Go move in with your dad. Thank you. I have a lot of white friends, and white people, I feel like you guys should give yourselves a round of applause. Like, you do a lot to try to accommodate us. But we still seem to have issues. And so my white friends, they often ask me, they're like, what more can we do? What more can we do for you people? And I get that. So I wanted to use my platform to kind of give tips. And one of my tips for white people black friends to like racism oppression movies. We don't like those movies. They're not for us. Yeah, no, like, if you go to the theater to watch those movies, you probably never stay till the end of the credits, but like right after the credits roll, there's a text that scrolls by and it says, "To be continued, the fuck outside." So we don't really like those movies, and the fact that they're triggering isn't really the only, like, the reason we don't like them. They're just very repetitive. Like, they all go the same way. I'll tell you how these racism movies go. There's a black lady, she's really oppressed, she's going through it. Like the KKK took her baby away, or like she can only be employed sucking toes of wealthy white women, or I don't know, like in 1920s era Macklemore came to her town and took over the local jazz scene. Just terrible shit that's happening to her. And after she's just ready to give up, there comes our hero, and he's a white guy, and he comes in to do the bare minimum. She'll be mid toe suck, and he'll come in and he'll give her finger guns, and then everyone in the town will stop, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, did he just finger gun the Negro? So brave! He's so brave!" And then like that's it. Racism solved. That's the end of the movie. Credits roll. Based on a true story. Van Mae Jenkins, the first ever recipient of an interracial finger gun or whatever. They're super repetitive. So don't do that to your black friends. We don't like it. I think that's where I'm gonna end on. You guys have a good night.
Everybody!
I still remember the day I met Lynette. Yeah, I remember what I was wearing. I had a red do-rag on. Because I don't wear those a lot. I'm an old Caucasian guy. And it was a good day.
I'm not Palestinian, I'm just a Negro, don't get excited. So Valentine's Day just passed, and I finally got a date this year. I was pretty proud of myself, pretty happy about that. I was talking to this girl, and I told her that I had a crush on her, and she said she liked me like a brother, but thankfully she's from Alabama, so I think we got him. Finally. Not just kidding, I didn't have a fucking date. It's been a bit of a lonely year so far, and I don't think I really help myself out by checking social media a lot. That's not really something you should do if you're lonely. For example, I was on Facebook the other day, and one of my friends, she recently got pregnant, and she made a Facebook post tagging her boyfriend that said, "The good Lord and Savior has chosen us to be parents." So I left a comment that said, "Wow, you really look up to that guy who took a day off at the condom factory. Holy shit." To call him your Lord and Savior, I wish I got that much praise for not doing my job. But I don't know, I feel like people bring Jesus and God into situations too much where he doesn't really belong or want to be there at all. I saw another Facebook post. One of my friends on Facebook recently got divorced with his wife because she was cheating on him. And after the divorce and everything, his now ex-wife made a Facebook post saying, "Living with my new boyfriend is like living with Jesus." So I left another comment. I said, "Jesus probably wouldn't fuck someone else's wife." And she removed it in about 7 minutes, but not before it racked up 5 likes, so I think I had the correct opinion. But I feel like I do that a little bit too much, where I like insert myself where I don't really need to be inserted, like just to instigate stuff a little bit. Like for example, last year in school, we were in a social problems class, and everyone was talking about the N-word and who can say it and who can't. And everyone pretty much came to the consensus that white people cannot say it and black people can. And I had a dilemma similar to Annette's daughter, because I'm half black and half white. So I raised my hand, I was like, "Well, class, if I'm half white and half black, can I say it?" And this basic white sorority girl, whose name was literally Jessica, she responded to me, she was like, "Well, you do have a darker skin pigment than most, and you've experienced America as a black individual, so I do think that you can say it, yes." And then I said, thank you, basic white sorority girl, for giving me a nigga pass. Highly appreciated. I promise to use it sparingly. Thank you very much. But I don't know. I was on Tinder the other day, that shitty application, and I met this girl, and we were getting along pretty well, had a lot in common, decent conversation going. And eventually she was like, so Marcus, what's your star sign? I'm Cancer. And I didn't know anything about astrology, so I just thought she was calling herself a cancerous person. And after doing all the research, I've decided that's what she should have been doing anyway. I told her that I'm a Libra, which is true, and she was like, oh, well, you know, I don't know, Libra and Cancer, they don't really mesh well romantically, so I'm afraid I might have to cut things short. So I responded saying, well, cutting you out of my life will be like cutting out a tumor. And then she unmatched me, so I wonder why. But Tinder is weird, because like, I go through a bunch of these bios, or pictures in bios, and I don't know why the fuck they have bios, because in most bios, most girls have very, very similar interests. Like, one thing I've seen in probably 90% of these is that they like food. Like, they like to eat food here, there, with friends, family, at home, anywhere, whatever. And I like food too. But after seeing phrases like foodie and food enthusiast, I was just thinking to myself, like, imagine having one of your only hobbies be on the first tier of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like, basic human necessity. Like, wow, you like to eat food? Well, I like to drink water. Hit me up. And I heard they're having an oxygen enthusiast convention downtown next week. I think it'll take your breath away. Oh, man. I don't know, so I got off Tinder. I haven't been on a date in a while. I remember one date I went on, I was 15, 4 years ago, and it was going pretty well. We had a decent charisma going on, and eventually she turned to me and she was like, so Marcus, what's the farthest you've gone with a girl? And I was very socially inept at the time, so I responded, well, just a couple years ago, I went all the way to England with my sister. You know, where I fucked the shit out of her. Yeah, we came all the way from Alabama, yeah. Alright, that's my set, thank you.
I'm from Racine, Wisconsin originally, but I love living in Michigan. Love it. I'm going to tell you my two favorite things about this pure state. Number one, liquor and beer, sold until 2 a.m. I can pay my tab at $1.45, walk around the block to the liquor store, buy a 6-pack, Uber home. Wisconsin, 9 p.m., cut off, done. Now you can still drink at a bar until 2 a.m., but if you wanted that 6-pack, you should have bought that at 6 p.m. And you probably didn't even know you were getting fucked up that night. And in high school, oh my god, in high school, when Joey's older brother Ben didn't get back to us at 8:30 on a Saturday night, we were not getting fucked up. And all the popular girls in my grade, they'd be like, it's so easy. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we just like float in, and then we get headcon, that's it. So one night, my guy friends decided to go with option B, me, because Ben didn't get back to us. Me, 17, walking into a liquor store. And Joey's saying, he said to me, just be cool and confident. So I took that great wisdom and I went into that store. I made immediate eye contact with the man behind the counter, who then said, no, get out, I will call the police. So I just raided my parents' liquor cabinet until I graduated high school. Fuck that, I'm not trying ever again. That's what I was like, no, 21, we'll wait. Oh, and alcohol. Alcohol in Wisconsin was hard to get, but weed was harder. Yeah. Number 2, legal marijuana. Thank you, Christ. Yes, exactly. My friends and I, we smoked resin a lot. We smoked resin until it was charcoal. And then when we were out of the resin, we went to our local gas station to buy spice or synthetic marijuana. Yeah, people are groaning. Yeah, keep groaning for that, because in Racine there was a thing called a happy hour. I called that shit scary hour. Because it was the most terrifying 30 minutes of my fucking life. And we went out into an open field, that's where we would have to smoke, open field at night out of a Dr. Pepper can, because we didn't have shit. We didn't know how to roll, we were white. God, and Jacob would immediately start tripping balls. Like, he's like, oh my God, get down, the tanks are coming in, because he's in World War I. I, on the other hand, am seeing air particles in the air, and I am thinking that coyotes are coming from across the field to kill me. Terrifying. Eventually, we went out and found a dealers. And they were always late. They were in their 20s, and they would meet you in, they would meet you in a Piggly Wiggly parking lot, or in the cemetery, inconspicuous locations, you know. And all these guys would charge $20 for a gram, and then would short on that gram. You weren't even getting a gram. $20. Oh, but I paid $25 once for a strain called Bob Marley's Dream. That shit was so fucking brown. My guy said, no, it's Jamaican Reggie from Jamaica. I'm like, okay, Vontae, I fucking know your ass can go down to Jamaica to get this shit. How do you think I am? That's what we had to deal with. We dealt with the dealers, and then if it wasn't for them, we were dealing with cops. 3 weeks ago, my friend called me. He said, "Okay, got a $280 fine for a seed in the pocket of my door." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, that seed had probably been there since 2013." And I was like, "And you got a $280 fine?" And he said, "Yeah, saddest fucking day." And then he went on to say, "Don't you want to move back home? Like, it would be super great if you moved back home." Like, fucking absolutely not, I'm not going home. No, I love Michigan. I tell you what though, Wyoming, Michigan, I would not want to live in Indiana either. I was driving through last weekend in Indiana, and on the side of the road, there was a sign that said, "Welcome to Indiana, home of former President Benjamin Harrison." I had to Google who the fuck Benjamin Harrison was, because I'm telling you right now, who the fuck is that? And in my research that I found, he's not even from Indiana, he died there. He had pneumonia and died in Indianapolis 2 weeks after the Civil War. And I just want to know, like, the person who's in charge of the signs for Indiana, like, they were like, "Oh yeah, you don't want to bring tourists? Benjamin fucking Harrison, dude. Put it on the fucking billboard." So, since they're taking ideas, I thought of one myself. "Welcome to Ohio, home of where Ulysses S. Grant took a fart once." Thank you guys, that's my time. My name is Kate. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you.